Good morning, students. Today I will discuss non-farm activities in Palampur. As I discussed in my previous video about non-farm activities like dairy, small-scale manufacturing, and shopkeepers. Though these are the non-farming activities, dairy, small-scale manufacturing, the shopkeepers, and transport in village Palampur. In dairy, the villagers used to supply milk in the center. Few villages are involved in small scale manufacturing where they along with their family used to manufacture small things like pottery making, jaggery, etc. Then few villages are involved in shopkeepers. As shopkeepers, they used to purchase goods from the nearby market and sell in their respective shop. Next one is transport. uh, there are number of vehicles on the road connecting Palampur to Raiganj. Palampur to Raiganj. So for traveling, Tongawalas, rickshawalas, tractors, jeep, truck drivers, and other people driving the traditional bullock cart and bogie are the people in the transport service. The question will be asked like what kind of transport services in village Palampur? These are uh, rickshawalas, then tractor, then uh, jeep and tongas, etc. These are the vehicle through which villagers travel from village outside the village. Okay, so villagers transport people and goods from one place to another. In return, they are paid for it. The number of people who are involved in transport services has grown over the last several years. It is seen that number of people who are involved in transport services has grown over the last several years. Okay, these are the non-farm activities. The question can be asked what kind of non-farm activity is done by the villages of Palampur. You will write these are the non-farm activities and explain it also as I explained in my previous video. You have to write in details like first one dairy, how dairy industries in Palampur and what is small scale manufacturing, the shopkeepers, transport, etc. Where you have to write how these activities took place and how many population are get benefited with these activities, these economic activities. These things you have to study in this chapter where I discussed all the factors like land, labor, capital, non-farming activities in Palampur. Now, student, I will discuss questions that are mentioned in your NCERT books and how to write their answer. Students, there are various questions, many questions in your NCERT book. Few important questions I will discuss over here, where I will discuss how to write their answer. Few questions I will discuss over here. Remaining question you have to do yourself. Okay, the first question, that is very important question, and in every examination from this particular topic few question asked. Like this question is, the first question is, that is also in the NCERT book, like modern farming methods require more inputs which are manufactured in industry. Do you agree? The first thing is, what is modern farming method? As I discussed in my previous video, what is modern farming method? Again I repeated, modern farming method means use of modern technique of farming, like use of high yielding variety seeds, fertilizers, insecticides, pesticides, etc. These where these things are used, this is known as modern farming methods. Earlier, farmers, before green revolution, farmer used to do cropping on traditional method, but after introduction of modern technique, like HYV seeds, fertilizer, insecticides. These are all manufactured in the industry. Farmer used to take modern farming method because their output is very high. Now question is, come to the question, modern farming methods require more inputs which are manufactured in industry. Do you agree? Of course you will write like this, I agree. I agree, because that is the right thing, right statement. I agree with the fact, with the fact that modern farming methods require more input which are manufactured in industry. Yes, I agree. Okay, then after you will write, as I discussed, that modern farming method consist modern farming method consist modern farming method consists of HYV, high yielding variety seeds, high yielding sorry YI yieldings variety HYVs of seeds, high yielding varieties of seeds, irrigation facilities, then chemical fertilizer, pesticide, etc. In this way, they require more inputs than the traditional methods for doing faster agricultural productivity. For example, here tractors for plugging, harvesters for harvesting, threshers for threshing, chemical fertilizers for higher output, diesel for fuel, pesticides for agricultural disease, pumping sets for irrigation, as well as other electrical equipment and machinery, tools for dams, canals, etc. These are the manufactured in industry. You write like this. This is a very important question. You must understand this concept, modern farming methods, and you will write like this as I discussed here. Now one more important question that used to ask in examination is, now student second, that is how did spread of electricity help farmers in Palampur? That is also very important question. How did spread of electricity help farmers in Palampur? How spread of electricity help? Spread of electricity help the farmers of Palampur in following ways. You will write. Then first point you will write, that is, it helped the farmers. Farmers to irrigate their land in a far better way. Earlier they used to irrigate their land with the help of Persian wheels, but it is now it was slow process and was not so effective. But now with the help of electricity, you can write here, with the help of electricity, farmers could irrigate much larger areas of land quickly and and effectively. First thing. Then second point is, due to better irrigation facility, they could grow, farmers could grow different crops all the year. These are the benefit of a spread of electricity in village Palampur. Now farmers can irrigate their land in a far better way. With the help of electricity, farmer could irrigate much larger area of land quickly and effectively. Like in villages, pump set are used, which is run by with the help of electricity, and with the help of electricity, farmers could irrigate much larger area of land quickly and effectively. Second is, if there is proper irrigation facility, farmer could able to grow different crops all the years. These are the benefit of electricity. This is also very important question. Now next question is, I'll discuss here few questions. So next question is, how did the wages for farm laborers in Palampur less than minimum wages? Question number 3. I have written all the questions which are important, and I will discuss one by one. Next question that I am going to discuss over here is, why are wages for farm laborers in Palampur less than minimum wages? Okay, though I discussed in my previous video, again I am discussing over here how you would write their answer. Okay, the wages for farm laborers in Palampur are less than minimum wages because there is heavy competition. Okay, why? What are the reason? There is heavy competition for work among the farm laborers in Palampur. So people agree to work for lower wages. You will write their answer like this. You will write the reason, causes. The causes is, there is a heavy competition for work because there are large concentration of poor people in village Palampur who are agreed to work on lower wages, because according to the demand of labor, there is larger supply of labor in village Palampur. Okay, that's why there is a competition, heavy competition for work among the farm laborers in Palampur. So people agree to work for lower wages. Next question, which is also important, what are the different way of increasing production in same piece of land? Here use examples and explain. Okay, what are the different way of increasing production in same piece of land? Different way of increasing production in same piece of land, where I discuss about methods of increasing production on same piece of land. First that I discuss, that is modern farming method, or second is multiple cropping method. Okay, first one is modern farming method and second one is multiple cropping method. Modern farming method I discussed. Now I will discuss what is multiple cropping method. Under this method, more than 2 crops are raised on a piece of land during the year. It is most common way of increasing production on a given piece of land. Multiple cropping is possible if there is exist well developed system of irrigation. And you know student that there is proper irrigation facility in village Palampur, proper electricity supply in village Palampur. So villages of Palampur are able to do multiple cropping. They are also using modern technique of farming. The question is, what are the different way? They are basically in your textbook, various ways are written. First phase is modern farming method. I repeat it again, modern farming method. In this method, modern inputs are used like HYV seeds, high yielding variety seeds, fertilizer, pesticide, proper irrigation facilities, etc. And second is multiple cropping. What is multiple cropping? Under this method, more than 2 crops raised on a piece of land during the year. It is most common way of increasing production on a given piece of land. Then irrigation is done by tube wells, that is also a method of increasing farm productivity. Then tractors and threshers are used in farming for controlling pests and insecticides. Pesticide and insecticide are spread. So through these method farm productivity can be increased, and villagers of Palampur are very efficiently using these kind of methods for increasing their farm productivity. Now next question is, what can be done so that more non-farm production activities can be started in village? That is high order thinking skills question, HOTS. Here the as I discussed, what are the non-farming activities done in village Palampur? 25% of villages still dependent on non-farming activities. Now question is, what are the non-farming activities? I discussed like dairy, small scale manufacturing, shopkeeping, transportation. Now question is asked like, what can be done so that more non-farm production activities can be started in village? What is your ideas? So you can write like, more non-farm production activities can be started in village by providing loans on low rate of interest with list formalities. And how can they can get low rate of interest? So start their own business. Government should provide loan at low rate of interest, and government should also provide training for rural residents to start non-farm activities in village, like the various kind of non-farm activities like poultry, fishing, small scale manufacturing. Different kind of goods can be manufactured in rural areas also. So for small industries can be set up in rural areas, and for setup of industry, the people need lots of capital, and in that case government should provide loan at low rate of interest. So the people will be motivated and encouraged to set up small industries in their village. And student, this is your responsibility to find out what kind of non-farming activities can be done in village apart from 4 that I discussed. Okay, these are the questions. These are very important questions for examination purpose, and you should also understand these concept like modern farming method, multiple cropping, why electricity supply is necessary in rural areas, what is the role of electricity in farming, and why are the wages of farm laborers in Palampur is less than minimum wages. As you know student, minimum wages is fixed by the government, but in spite of this the laborers in Palampur is getting less than minimum wages because there is huge competition in village Palampur. Lots of people are ready to work at lower wages, so obviously they are getting paid which is very less than minimum wages. And you should also know what kind of different way of increasing production in village Palampur, and thinking some question will be asked which will related to your own thinking, where you have to write answer by the understanding the concept of any chapter. That is also considered as applied question, where you have to use your brain on the basis of concept. So that one question I have mentioned here, like what can be done so that more non-farm production activity can be started in village. You can say the high order thinking questions or thinking skills or applied question. Also here the examiner wanted to know about your views related to non-farm production activities, like what is your suggestion, what is your view, that where you will suggest that what kind of non-farm activities production activities can be started in village. Okay student, these are the important questions. You must have to write their answer Whatever question in your given in your NCERT book, you must write their answer and understand these questions also. In my next video, I will start next chapter, that is people as resources.